Welcome to Builderwebs, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how you can try the best WordPress host out for completely free. First of all, what is hosting? Hosting is basically the process of renting space to house a website on the web. Basically like a house needs land, a website needs somewhere to store it. So now let's have a look who the best host is. So if you head over to builderwebs.com/cloudwares and hit enter, you'll come to this page, and I use Cloudwares for my website because you have the choice of 5 different cloud providers. You can host unlimited websites on the same host for the same price. There's 24/7 365 support, which is fantastic. You always get an expert who can help you out within minutes. They manage all the security, there's automated backups, they monitor your website 24/7 so stop it getting hacked, and it's super optimized. There's free SSL certificates, and overall they're a fantastic host. You can go live in a matter of minutes, and you can choose from different applications from WordPress to PHP, and you can choose from the different providers. So to get started, click here, and there's no need for any credit card information, and you can try it out for 3 days and see what you think of it. And then when you filled out all the information, just hit I agree to the Cloudwares terms and conditions and click start free. So then you met up with this page here, and the first thing you need to do is basically verify your email address that you signed up on. Just go to your email and click activate, and then it'll make your account active. So then if we go back to the page we were on and we hit refresh, that message disappears and you can start setting things up. So you can basically, just close this down. So you can basically choose which version you want to use. You can choose WordPress, WooCommerce, you can do it on a PHP and different other content management systems. So all this information, you can change it if you want, or you can just leave it as it is. And then it's time to choose a provider. With Cloudwares, you can choose from 5 of these, and they tend to get more expensive the further you go right, depending on your needs. But because it's a free trial, you can try out any one that you want and see how it feels. So I'm just going to start with 1 gig. So 1 gig, as it says below, is great for low traffic websites, but I'd recommend going to 2 gig if you're a little bit higher. And you can see the price goes up. But for super fast, great support, and all the features you get with Cloudwares, it's a no-brainer really for the price. So I'll choose the 1 gig. Let's choose the premium version. And then choose a server location that's closest to your audience. So I'm in the UK, so I'll choose London, but if you're in America, you can choose different places in America. And then the next thing to do is just click Launch Now. And then it's basically setting the server up, and within 7 minutes, the server will be ready and you'll have an application created that you can then use. So I'll just speed this on, and feel free to pause the video and carry it on yourself. And that's the server setup. So basically you've got 3 days to try this out and do whatever you need to do. and you can upgrade and use the features after that. So this is the server setup. If you click on just on here, you'll see that it provides details of the server. So basically, this is it here, which you can click to copy if you ever need the server ID. And I wouldn't worry too much about all the technical stuff here. And then the other thing that I would look at on here would be to take a look at vertical scaling. So if you ever do need more resources, you can quickly up it, but you can also take it down. Just as easy as that. And obviously the price changes, we'll just leave it where it was. Another cool thing that you can do is schedule backups. So you can choose what time, the frequency, whether it's hours, days. And then you can say how long you want it to keep the backup. So quite often you'd have to get a plugin that you might have to pay for to do backups and store it on the cloud, but you can just store it on here and they'll look after it for you. But that's the main bits in the server part. So we just click on servers at the top. And what you can do is you can just toggle to applications, and this is the application we've created for WordPress. But if you wanted to add another application for completely free, you just click on add application and you can choose server, so you could put it on a new server, but I'd recommend just putting on the one that you've created, and then you can set it up. So if we click on this again on applications, you'll see this is the one that we created. And you can go and view the site by just clicking this link here, and it'll take you in, show the default WordPress theme. And then if you want to actually log into the admin side of it, you can click on this link, make sure to click to copy this, and you can paste the information in. And just log in. And there you are in the admin side of the site. So what I'll do now is I'll just quickly install a starter site with Cadence. The next thing you can do is you can basically link a domain name to the host. So say for example you've already got a domain name, you can put it in here. So I've got one set up here, which is this here. So if we put that in here, and then you just click save changes and you're able to point it to it. So if you just click save changes, and then it's added. And then the next thing to do is to point your domain name to this server. So you can basically click on this link below and it'll help you with the information. But I'm going to show you in the mapping A records timestamp below. So you can just hover at the bottom of the video and choose that part. It's just after this section. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how you can set up a domain name, and it'll be the cheapest domain name possible with a brilliant company called Cloudflare. So I'll show you how to do that now, but feel free to skip that section if you've already got a domain. So what is a domain name? A domain name, for example, if you search for google.com, it will find this IP address and it will take you to the website. So behind every website, there's an IP address just like this, and DNS lookup basically just maps google.com to this IP address and it takes you to the website. Just imagine having to search for all these different numbers whenever you wanted to go to a website. So that's why DNS makes it a lot easier. So imagine trying to know every single number to go to a website. So it definitely helps the process. So where's cheapest? It's Cloudflare. I use Cloudflare on my website, which I showed you at the start, and it's the cheapest because they don't put on any markup, any surprise fees. They basically charge the same price as the registry. So behind all the domain names, there's a register that keeps them, and they basically sell them on to these companies. And Cloudflare don't put any cost on, which you can see in this table here. So next thing to do is to navigate to this page. There's a link in the description, or you can just simply type this in and then click register now. And then choose sign up and put an email and password in. And choose create account. Here you can manage, transfer and register, and we choose register. We're going to register a new domain. So we're going to go for build a web tutorials and hit search. And we're going to choose this one, but you could go for a .us, a .co.uk, whatever you feel like, .org. So we're going to choose purchase, and we're just going to sign up for a year, but you could go down to 10 years if you wanted. I would recommend just going for a year to start with and see how things go. And then just choose continue. And the next thing to do is put all this information in and click continue. Then it takes you to the payment page, and you can choose to pay with PayPal, or you can put your credit card information in. Once you've done that, confirm it. So I'm just going to choose PayPal. And then it takes you to this screen. Obviously for personal reasons, I've covered up the information, but basically it's just to review what you've put in and then hit submit. And here it is ready. The auto renews on, but you could turn that off. You can do what you like there. And you've got a domain name set up that you can link to hosting. So one thing I recommend doing is clicking on view contacts here, and then it says this contact is not verified, which is this here. What I'd recommend doing is clicking on this link and it'll send an email, and it appears in here. And all you need to do is click on this link here, and it's now verified. So when we go back into Cloudflare and we refresh, the contact's now verified and it's active to use, which you can see at the top. So we're now going to look at how you can point your domain name to your host. So first thing to do is make sure you've got this in. You click Save Changes, and then what you can do is you can click on this and it opens up an article that tells you how to do it. So first of all, you need to register a domain name or have one, which you might already have. And then the next thing to do is launch the application and server, which is what we've already done in the free version of Cloudwares. And now, of course, it's time to map your domain and DNS records. So you can basically just click on this link here, and it tells you how to do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to create A records, and you basically create these two here. So you do the A, which you'll do an @ first, which I'll explain, and then we'll do the www. Basically, what you need to do is go back into Cloudways and click on your server, on servers, and click on it, and then click to copy this public IP, which is the IP address for the server, and then head into where you've got your domain name and find the DNS section, whatever that might be. I'll include articles for different companies, whether it's Namecheap, GoDaddy, different companies. I'll put those in the description so you can follow those. But essentially, you need to get to a page that's very similar to this, and you add a record. So then it's type A, and then all we need to do is put an @ in here, just like it shows on here. And the next thing to do is put your IP address. And then I would untick this proxy status and leave this to auto. And all you do is click save. And then we just add another record. And this time we put www. We put the IP address in. We untick this and we click save. And that's that side set up. But basically, as it explains in the article here, when you link the A records, it basically needs time to propagate, send round to different countries around the world and communicate. And it can take up to 24 hours, but it usually doesn't take that long to be able to get it set up, but it possibly could. And it's the same for any domain. So if we go back here, this part's all set up, and then essentially it's a case of taking your domain name, so you can copy this and head over to this site, whatsmydns.net, which is in the description of the video. Paste the URL in here, search for the A record and click search, and you can see it's propagated in different places. A lot of them will be propagated, which you can see some of them aren't, but it can take 24 hours for some of them, but most of them are set up. So I should then be able to go to the website by going into Cloudways, which I was here, and then go to applications, click on the application, and there it is. Basically, you're getting this message because there isn't an SSL certificate installed, but I'll show you how you do that for free next. So there's the website live, but we'll now have a look how you can install an SSL certificate. So basically, what you need to do is take your domain name, head back into Cloudways, and then head to your application. So head to this WordPress one, and then go down to SSL certificate on the left hand side. And then what you can do is you can choose to have a certificate. So you can go for a Let's Encrypt one for free, and you can put your email address in. And then you can put your domain name in. And then all you need to do is click Install Certificate. As it says there, Let's Encrypt certificate installed successfully. And if we see the website before, it's got not secure there, which isn't a good look, and it's not good for search engines. It's a good thing to do. What you can do is you can go back in and you can go to your applications, click on there, and then just hit refresh here. And as you can see, the padlock's now enabled, and it's now got an SSL certificate enabled on it, so it's great for search engines like Google. And that's that part set up. So within the application, there's different options down the left hand side. So as I mentioned before, you can get into your admin panel by using that section, but there's different options down the left. You can create staging applications. So as it says there, it creates an isolated environment where you can test code and plugins. So that's a great thing to do, and you can create those. You can monitor different analytics, stuff like traffic, people visiting the site, how much space is being used to the website. There's bot protection, so you can basically stop, bots trying to do bad things to your website. As we covered, we've got the domain management section. You can add other domains to here. SSL, which we covered. You've got backup and restore, which basically you can take backups of your website. So if anything bad happens, you can just restore the application. Now, as it says there, you can take the backup now. There's migration tools, so if you wanted to move a current website over to Cloudways to get super fast hosting, you can also do that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a longer tutorial which covers Cloudways in a lot more detail, and I'll also create lots of other smaller videos to help people out. But yeah, if we go back to the benefits of Cloudways, which I'll have covered a lot in this video, whether you're an individual, an agency, or a larger company, you can use Cloudways, and it's very affordable. 24/7 support, which is absolutely brilliant because a lot of other companies don't provide that. Like I said, there's an active community, there's a knowledge base, and then if you look at stuff like performance, there's built-in caches which speed your website up. They have plugins that basically speed your website up. They have a big emphasis on security to stop your website getting hacked. They have dedicated firewalls, free SSL certificates that you'd have to pay for with other hosts. In terms of flexibility, again, no contract. Vertical scaling, you can increase the size of your website as your website grows, and you can also make it smaller to save money. Unlimited websites on the server. Workflow, you can clone the website and work on things and not touch the live website. So when your 3-day trial's over, I'd recommend upgrading. Even if you're just going to try it out for a month, you're not tied to a contract like other hosts, and enjoy Cloudways. Like I said before, I'm going to be creating more tutorials on Cloudways which I go into more detail, and I'm going to be showing how you can speed Cloudways up even more by doing all sorts of other things. So if you've liked this video and you found it helpful, please give it a like. If you want to learn more about Cloudways and you want to learn how you can speed Cloudways up, please subscribe. I'm Jonathan from Builderwebs, and thank you for watching the video.